Hello, everybody. Can you imagine how it feels to have to handle much more money than you have ever had in your life? Well, that's exactly what my microculture does. We are the bank employees, and yes, we carry a big responsibility on shoulders. Bank employees keep different values and beliefs that are necessary in order to fulfill this task. The first values that they keep are honesty and trustworthiness. We should be completely honest at handling money. First, because it's a moral responsibility as persons to keep somebody else's money in a secure way. Second, because our reputation is at stake. And third, because there is 10 cameras on you all the time watching every step you do. The second value we can talk about in bank employees is kindness and understanding. Our customers are much more than transactions. They have personal struggles and financial needs that should be resolved in the most suitable way. Third value I can talk about in, for bank employees is that is part of our culture, what we call wow our customers. This means that our goal as a company is to impress our customers by giving them more every time they come to the branch to do business. The way we give them more is by interacting with them and listening carefully for ways or cues that may indicate a way to help, a need we can identify and give them that solution. Now I'll be talking about one of the characteristics of bank employees, and one of them is the attire that we use to work. We should keep a formal business professional attire and all the time. So we basically wear jackets like this all the time, dress pants, formal shoes. We also keep our name tags on most of the time when you are at the counter or if you are with a customer, basically. Um, and I know some banks provide their employees with uniforms, but the bank I work for doesn't. But yeah, so this is how we should be dressing and keep our appearance. Another characteristic of bank employees, besides how they dress, is also how responsible they are. These people should be very responsible with cash handling. This is not a game, so you have to be on top of your money if you're a teller. Uh, and also, every time you have contact with money or transactions, you have to make sure that the money is going to the right accounts, um, that you're giving out information to the right person. Uh, so all this requires people and bank employees to be very responsible and very serious about their jobs. A third characteristic I would like to talk about is that good attitude and that energy and smile and greeting that bank employees should be giving to customers all the time and to people that just walk into the bank. Now we're gonna be talking about behaviors and patterns of communication that are different from dominant culture. Bank employees should keep communication all the time. Communication is essential for them to work. So, first of all, they work as a team. So, we need support from each other all the time. Um, so you need to be communicating with people, saying, "Hey, I need this, I need that. Can you do this for me? Can you do it for me?" It's how it works. Now, how do you ask for that help, or how do you talk to your customer is super important too. So the way we should talk to them is in a kind and respectful language all the time. We should be super
discreet and all the time maintains our customers' information in private. That's one top priority within banks. So we don't want anybody else who is not the account holder to know how much is in that account. So banks employees have a two-way communication. It's inside the bank and also outside the bank with their customers. And their behavior should be very responsible in the handling of the information for the customers. Also, bank employees use certain terms that only they use. So first one that I want to share with you guys is selling and buying money. These two words are literally what they means. So what happens is, let's say I'm teller 1 and my coworker is teller 5. I have a customer who needs $100 in single dollar bills. I don't have that much singles, so I ask my coworker teller 5 to sell me that $100 in single dollar bills. He goes to the system, he sells me the money. The system has an option saying selling to teller 1 this much money. When I receive that money right away, I should process that and say I'm buying 500 from teller 5. And that's how we do it all the time. That's for that expression. Dual control. Dual control is a system of two people to maintain security at the bank. So we need dual control, or we need two people when opening, when closing, when accessing the vaults of the bank. So in fact, there is no vaults in the bank that can be opened with only one person. So vaults need two combinations, two combos to open, and that's why two people are necessary to open a vault. And also to verify that, let's say I'm counting 20,000, I'm taking out 20,000 of vault. That person have to verify that whatever I counted, it's right. That's the right amount of money we're taking. These two persons, when they are doing these kind of procedures as opening, closing, going to vault, closing vault, all this, they have to keep themselves together. They have to be together all the time. Cameras are watching them. If they get separated, they're gonna be responsible for anything that happens. So that's top important too. Another word that bank employees may use is damper. We damper the checks. What is dampering a check? Is making sure that check is negotiable. So damper it's going to stand for 6 different words. First one is date for D. Second, account for A. Third is going to be maker for M. Fourth is going to be payee for P. Then endorsement for E, and R for routing number. So every time checks get to the bank, is the bank's employee responsibility to check out this information, making sure the check is negotiable, so the check won't get rejected and returned. There is another expression called PANDA, and PANDA also stands for 5 different words. This one is used as a security system to verify information over the phone. Many people call to banks asking for balance on their accounts, transactions made, so many things, So what we do is we ask them for a password. That's what P stands for. An account number. That's what A stands for. Then we ask for their names. Then we ask for date. And then we ask for amount of recent transaction. So that person should be able to tell us all that information in order for a bank employee to give away any information about an account. If that person is not able to complete this information, then we can complete any request over the phone. This is for over the phone request. So after this, there is another one we use called Bump It Up. Bump It Up. I'm sorry. And Bump It Up is an expression saying I'm transferring this to another person because I'm not sure about this. So let's say you have a customer, this person is trying to cashing a check, and that check comes out to be fraudulent, or something is weird about the check. So you call your supervisor, you call your head teller, your manager, whoever is in the bank, and say, hey, this is suspicious. Can you please verify this? Can you give me an override in case that everything is fine, but your authority level is not enough to approve that amount of money out of an account? Then you bump it up. You bump it up. You just send it to somebody else, and that person is also taking the responsibility for you with you for that transaction. Any problem, any hard customer, that those rude people that gets into banks asking for such crazy things that maybe bank employees are not able to do for any reason, those people are also gonna be exposed to bump it up, because as a simple teller can handle it, so a supervisor is gonna get into the conversation, so we are bumping it up. That's what it is. Then we have another kind of pattern of communication that bank employees follows, and is that we should not keep by any means any sensitive information about our customers, such as social security number, date of birth, account number. Any of these information should be disposed in the special bins that are locked and are only accessible for customers, for bank employees. So customers or regular people, is not a garbage can in any corner of the place, is locked and is not visible to everybody. So that's how we keep personal information of the people, customers, private. Also, this is the same thing. Now, I'm gonna be doing mention about the prevalence of the microculture in the US. This microculture has been present for over 200 years now, because it's the time since in the US banks has been established. Even though banks at a first instance were made for the kind of transactions, because at first they were established for funding war, they still need people to work and make things, get things done. So basically this microculture has been present in the US for over 200 years, and of course around the world too. The first bank established in the world were in Italy, and was in the 1472. The bank doesn't exist any longer, but the one created after this one was in Germany. I don't remember the exact year, but that one has continued to be doing operations until now. So it's a big microculture, and has different kind of employees with different responsibilities, but they all carry a big one, which is ensure customers are getting protected for their information, and also are getting the right products for their financial needs and lives. I also would like to talk about the relevant facts about this microculture. I think it's relevant that you get to know new people as you work as a bank employee, not only your coworkers, but also your customers. You get familiarized with them. You get to establish a relationship with them. And so every time they come back, you ask them how that situations ended up, or how their children are doing at a school, or how the business is, or what happened. So that's something valuable that you get as you work at a bank. You get to know people closer, even though the relationship started as a business relation. Also, I found relevant that you learn how the market works in terms of interest rates for loans or credit cards. You learn how you start to learn or get a sense of how the market affects interest rates. How, as the market improve or goes down, these interest rates also change over and over again during 1 year. It's crazy. Third thing that I find relevant is that you realize how often identity theft can happen. There is many people who get to the branch or call center of the banks saying, "Hey, I didn't authorize this transaction. I lost $500. I lost $5,000." And we have to watch out where are we putting our information. It's usually because people buy through the internet, we buy online, so we have to make sure that the websites we're using are secure and are good. We can trust them. The last one, oh no, this is the fourth. This fact is about, I'm a bank employee, but I am aware that interest rates for loans and credit cards are too high, while some people have this savings account, large amount of money sitting down, and that money is getting 1 cent every month just for being sitting there. That's unfair. So, and this is also how banks make the money. I mean, I work for a bank, but I have to be realistic. So we have to see if the rates are being suitable for us or no, because it doesn't make any sense to have money sitting in a bank and they are getting profit of it and we're getting nothing, right? The last relevant fact is that you grow personally as a bank employee. You will have to face different situations with different kind of people from different cultures, from different they have different views, or they have different needs. So you have to take all those things in account and make the best for them. And sometimes they don't react in a proper way. So that's when things get hard, and they may be rude with you, but you have to maintain your attitude and your kindness all the time and get over those situations. So you learn how to be tolerant and don't get any situation at a personal level, because you have to. That's something that is part of the job. To conclude, I would like to remember that this is a work-based microculture. You are part of this microculture as you work for a bank, And so you share you leave all these values and behaviors and patterns of communication that we just talked about at, just at the time you are in the bank working. Out there, you're not doing this. So also remember that this microculture is very honesty and trustworthiness based. The core value is being there for your customer, give them more, give them the best services, products that fits their needs, that are in their best interests. Never give them anything that they don't need. And make sure that you are doing the right thing for them, but also make sure you are doing the right things inside the bank. As an employee, you have to make sure that you are in balance at the end of the day. If you're a teller, if you work as a customer service representative, you have to make sure you're giving them the right information, you're doing for them the right thing, and you are not lying to your customers. Basically, communication is essential in all this microculture process. Is how we work. We have to communicate. We have to handle money, but we have to communicate and give an status of that money all the time to our customers. And also remember that this communication is used in this microculture is unique because we use terms as temper, bump it up, panda, but also the kind of communication that we need to keep with our customers. It's a kind communication, it's a formal communication, it's a respectful communication. And by now, this microculture has been around for over 200 years in the US, and I hope it will continue to be around as banks are open to the public. And I hope to grow with this microculture and continue doing this, because as a bank employee, I can say it's very challenging to assume this responsibility. Every single day it's a different thing, and there is no lazy days at this job. You have to do what you have to do, and you have to be alert every single day.